Hey, this is Grant from Grant Racing, and this is the How to Prep Your Mustang for Autocross series. Today we're going to be covering classing your Mustang and properly lettering your Mustang. So the first thing that comes up is your Mustang modified? So if you answered no to that question, then you're going to fit into the stock categories. And for Mustangs, there's pretty much two categories. First is F stock. That's pretty much going to be your GTs. The V6s I'm not going to cover. But pretty much OEM everything, you can upgrade the front sway bar. Your competition's going to be a lot of BMWs. Your toughest competition's going to be, I think, an M3, along with some Mercedes C&E series, and of course Camaros. Now your GT500 is going to go in A stock. So if you answered yes to that question, and your car is modified, there's 4 classes your car will fit into. Now I'm going to go over them in the next couple slides, but I have also listed below some really great websites to look at if you have some really particular mods, there's particular situations. I'm just going to kind of go over generically in the next few slides. And probably your best bet to competing if your car is modified is Classic American Muscle class. This is a new class, so you may not see it everywhere, but mostly any mods are allowed. You can have coilovers, any kind of wheels or tires, as long as they're not race tires. It has to be 200 tread wear or higher. Your car has to weigh 3,000 plus pounds, which shouldn't be an issue for most Mustangs. It's a really fun class to compete in. A lot of old Mustangs, Corvettes, Chevelles, GT500s. A lot of resto mod cars are in this class. Interior's got to be finished in your car. Shouldn't be an issue. Really fun class to compete in. I would definitely recommend either starting off in that or move on to the next class, maybe STX. So STX. Now STX allows most handling mods, so sway bars, coilovers, any other kind of suspension bits and bobs. This is going to be a very competitive class. A lot of the events I go to, the STX class is 20, 30 cars. There'll be a lot of competition. And mostly comprised of BRZs, FRSs, BMWs, and a host of other different types of cars. So it'll be a very competitive class, but a lot of Mustangs do fall into this class if you've just done a few little things to your car here and there. Street Modified class. So Street Modified is almost unlimited. You can modify almost anything. There's no restriction on tread wear, which means you can run race tires, because race tires usually tread wear 40. And it is a little bit tough to compete without race tires, but you can do it. You can run the 140 tread wear tires are almost as good, and I've seen a lot of people compete with them. So you can modify almost anything. My car fits into this class. I've modified everything on the engine, suspension, transmission, all that kind of stuff. You can't, there are a few restrictions. You can't swap out your motor for, something crazy. It has to be an original Ford motor. You can't, take your windshield out or anything. That'll lump you into the next class, XP. But it's a good class to compete in if you want to run race tires or run the really sticky street tires. There will be a lot of competition, especially Subarus and Evos. As soon as you modify the boost on STIs or any of those cars, it dumps you right into SM. So you will mainly be competing against all-wheel drive cars. And it can be a lot of fun, can be frustrating sometimes on certain courses. So XP, just going to go over this real quick. XP is your heavily modified race car class. That's about it. Competition is going to be race cars. If you have an XP car, you should know. So the actual letters themselves on your cars, you pretty much have a couple options. The first option, cheapest, get some blue tape from Walmart. If your car is blue, just get some red painter's tape from Walmart. And just when you get to the track, paint. For instance, if you're in SM like I am, you want to use the painter tape and make an 8, a 7, an S&M, about 10 inches tall on both sides. This is a mandated rule. You'll have to do it, so make sure you have some kind of painter's tape. The other option is to go to the website listed below, Solo Performance, and buy letters. Now, there are a couple of different kinds you can get. You can get the individual letters, and that's what I run. I like them. They're 10 inches tall. They're magnetic. They come and off on really easily. You can't run them above 70 miles an hour, so they will not work at track days. The other option are the semi-permanent ones, which are the vinyl pieces you have to put on. Now those are great for track days, but they're semi-permanent, so once you put them on and you take them off, you can't put them back on again. And then you can get some of the square cards for your car, which have all the information on at once. Now, those are great because you only have to put one piece on your car, but they don't look as good in photos, and they're a little bit harder to read when you're running timing up at the booth when you're working. So I really recommend getting the 10-inch individual magnetic letters. They usually run a little under $10 a piece, so they're a little bit pricey, but once you have them, they're great and they work really well. And as you can see in the next picture, there's some examples of my buddy's an I car. His Subaru's got a blue car, so you can't, use blue lettering. So he's got the gold lettering, a little bit different fonts, and I just have the standard italicized 87 and SM font. Well, that's a quick overview of classing and lettering your Mustang. There's a lot of information to cover. Make sure you check out those links. It'll give you much more detailed information. Just trying to go over a generic overview of where you could put your car into. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them here on YouTube, and I'll try and get back to it. If I screwed something up, let me know, and I'll make a little annotation. And that's it, though. Thanks for watching.